Hello students, welcome back. In last video, we studied the general characters of phylum Aschelminthus. Now in this video, we will study the classification of Aschelminthus. So here, the classification of Aschelminthus, the phylum Aschelminthus is divided only a single class, we called it as a nematoda. So here we are going to study the characters of class Nematoda. See, the animals from class Nematoda, they are aquatic, terrestrial, or they may be parasitic in a form. So aquatic means they are present either in the marine water or fresh water. Terrestrial means they present in the soil, and parasitic means they lived inside the body of the plant or animals. And since they are known as the parasites because they are dependent on the body of host for getting food and shelter. Then the body which is slender, cylindrical and tapering towards both the ends. The body which is covered by covering, outermost covering, we call it as a cuticle. Then intestine is well developed. Then body cavity which is not lined with the epithelium. The cloaca which is absent in the female. Then male and the female's reproductive organs, they are very well developed. And the example of the animals from class Nematoda, they are Ascaris, Loa and Wuchereria bancrofti, etc. So now we study the economic importance of Aschelminthus. See, these Aschelminthus, they are act as a parasites. And already when we study the general characters of Aschelminthus, we studied that the agricultural loss is caused due to the presence of the worms, roundworms, inside the plants. And these roundworms, they are act as a parasites and they cause damage to human beings as well as the animals which are economically important to the human beings. And since we can say that the human beings and animals, they also suffer from different type of the diseases. Then how they cause the diseases? If we study the first one, that is Ascaris lumbricoides. See, this Ascaris lumbricoides is the scientific name of the Ascaris. The Ascaris, which is known as the giant intestinal roundworms. Actually, the Ascaris, which is an endoparasite. Endoparasite, the meaning of the word is the parasite which is present inside the body of the host. And since we call them as the endoparasites. So when the parasite which is present inside the body, we call them as the endoparasites. And specifically the Ascaris which is present in the small intestine of human being. It is more common in children. The adult worms, they live for about 1 to 2 years inside the body of the children. Then there is no secondary host in the life cycle which is required to complete the life cycle of the Ascaris. The mouth of the Ascaris, which is bounded by 3 lips. We already studied the lips or anteriormost part of the Ascaris in last video. So total 3 lips are there. One is dorsal and 2 are ventral. So the dorsal lip has the 2 double papillae, while each ventral lip has 1 double papilla and 1 simple lateral papilla, and we can say that one simple lateral papilla and amphid. Okay, and papilla, they are tactile, means they are receiving the sensation of the touch. It causes the disease, we call that disease as the ascariasis. Okay, since a large number of the adult ascaris worms, they are normally infest a single host. They obstruct the intestinal passage and thereby they cause abdominal discomfort like the colic pains. The patient may also suffer from impaired digestion, diarrhea as well as vomiting. So these are the some symptoms they observed when large number of the ascaris they are present inside the intestine. In case of children where the ascaris infection is quite common, the mental efficiency is affected and the body growth is also retarded due to the presence of the ascaris in the intestine. The disease can best be treated by the administrating anti-helminthic drugs. Okay, anti-helminthic drugs means what? The drugs which are helpful to kill the helminth. So we call them as anti-helminthic drugs. So there are some drugs which are given here. For example, the Kenopodium, Alcopar, Bendex, Dewormis, Mebex. So these are certain names which are available in market and which are helpful for killing the worms, specifically ascaris. Then the second example, that is Encyclostoma duodenale, which is commonly known as the hookworm, and it is found as an endoparasite. It is also present inside the small intestine of human being, and there is no intermediate host which is required to complete the life cycle to Encyclostoma also. It its larvae enter the human body from the moist soil, and by specifically they entered in the body by boring through the skin of the feet, and it causes the encyclostomiasis disease. So these encyclostoma they are also dangerous because they causes the disease, and specifically these worms entered through the skin by boring, by puncturing the skin, they entered inside the body. Then the third is their Wuchereria. See, the Wuchereria bancrofti, that is also the worm of that or the larval stage of that particular worm is also known as the filarial worm. And we also call that Wuchereria bancrofti as a filaria. So the adult Wuchereria bancrofti which lives as a endoparasites. Now, when we study the first two, like Ascaris and Encyclostoma, actually they are present in the intestine. But here, the Wuchereria bancrofti, they are present in the lymphatic vessel and the lymph node of human being. Okay. The human beings, they are known as the primary host. Inside the body of the human beings, they are able to complete their sexual life cycle. And since we call the human being as a primary host, and the secondary host, or we also call it as intermediate host, that is the mosquito. Specifically, the Culex mosquito is act as a intermediate host for the Wuchereria bancrofti. Thus, in short, we can say that the Wuchereria bancrofti required the two hosts like human beings and the Culex mosquito. In the lymph glands or in the juveniles which developed into adults, and the accumulation of these worms they block the lymphatic system, which resulting in the inflammation of lymph node, and due to the inflammation it causes a serious disease. We call it as the elephantiasis. In Marathi we called it as the hattipai. Okay, so that elephantiasis where the inflammation observed, the inflammation which is observed in the different types of organs like legs, arms, scrotum, etc. The next Aschalminthus, that is the enterobius, which also called as the pinworm. So this is found in the cecum, colon and vermiform appendix of the human beings. It means it is present towards the posterior end of the digestive system of the human being, and its life cycle is monogenic. Then the next, that is the Trichinella. See this Trichinella worm, it is also known as a Trichinella worm. So the adult Trichinella spiralis, which is found in the small intestine of human being and some other mammals also. So which are the other mammals? The mammals like pig, domesticated animals, then rodents, they are also act as the host of Trichinella. Now its ancestor larvae, they are present in the striated muscles of the host. Just try to remember that the Trichinella which is present in the striated muscles. Hmm? Then it is a viviparous. Viviparous means they directly give birth to the young ones. The disease which is caused by the Trichinella spiralis, that is known as trichinellosis. Okay, so this next one, that is the Dracunculus. So the Dracunculus, that is also known as Guinea worm. So the Dracunculus medensis, which occur in the subcutaneous tissue of human being. When the host come in contact with the cold water, the female worm found below the skin, which releases the larvae in the water. The larva which penetrate the body of the cyclops, and the cyclops, which is the type of crustacean animal which is act as the intermediate host for the guinea worm. So when the infected cyclops, which is taken in by the man with water, the larva escape from the body of the cyclops, and now again they enter in the body of the human being. And in this way, the disease which caused by this worm, it is known as dracunculosis. So here the two hosts are required, human being and the cyclops. Then the next one, that is the trichuris. It is also known as the whipworm. So the trichuris trichura is a whip shape, and since we called it as a whipworm, it lives in the cecum, appendix and the colon of human being, and especially it is present in the children. Then the next one, that is a lova lova. It is also known as the eye worm. So the lova lova, which lives in the subdermal connective tissue of man and baboons. Baboons means they are the large size monkeys which are present in Africa and South Asia. And the face of the baboons, they are dog like. Okay, so human beings and baboons. In those animals, the lova lova, which is present in the subdermal connective tissue, then man gets infected by the bite of infected deer fly chrysops, and the lova lova causes the disease, we call it as the loasis, and that is characterized by the subcutaneous swelling. Mostly the swelling is present around the eye, and these parasites, they may produce the conjunctivitis in the eye. Okay, so these are the certain examples from phylum Aschelminthus. So this is the Trichuria, Rhabditis, Dracunculus. Just observe here, they are given male and female. Just observe the length of male and female. So here it is female, it is male Rhabditis. It is female Dracunculus and it is male Dracunculus. Observe the length. The female is larger, always larger as compared with the male. Then Trichinella spiralis. It is male, it is female, which is present here in the striated muscles. Okay. Then the lova lova, which is present inside the eye. Okay. So these are the different types of the examples of Aschelminthus. So these are the next. Wuchereria bancrofti. This is the female, this is male. Encyclostoma, male, female. Female is larger. Okay, and Ascaris, which is well known. We already studied it in the last video. These are the three lips. First, second, third. Dorsal and two lateral. So this is a dorsal lip and these are the two lateral lips. So three lips are there. Okay, so these are the MCQs. Just take a screenshot of this MCQ. Here the next 5 MCQs are there. So write down the MCQs in your notebook. So this is the first assignment for your first chapter. Okay, write down in your notebook all the MCQs. You have to write down them in your notebook with answers. Okay, try at yourself, and if you are unable to answer the questions, the answer of the MCQs are here, but initially try to answer them at your own, and if not, the answers are there. Okay, so there are total 10 MCQs. Try to answer them. Write down them in your notebook and give a title, that is assignment first, second semester assignment first. Okay, the assignment is compulsory. Thank you.